A brief introduction to ethics. Ethics is the study of the principles of conduct that apply to an individual or a group. For some people, ethics is a matter of intuition, what their gut feelings tell them about the rightness or wrongness of an act. Others see ethics in terms of their religion or the golden rule. Treat others as you would like them to treat you. The ethicist Manuel G. Velasquez outlines 4 moral standards that are useful in thinking about ethical dilemmas. Rights. This standard concerns individuals' basic needs and welfare. Everyone agrees, for example, that people have a right to a reasonably safe workplace. When we buy a product, we have a right to expect that the information that accompanies it is honest and clear. However, not everything that is desirable is necessarily a right. For example, in some countries, high-quality health care is considered a right. That is, the government is required to provide it, regardless of whether a person can afford to pay for it. In other countries, healthcare is not considered a right. Justice. This standard concerns how the costs and benefits of an action or a policy are distributed among a group. For example, the cost of maintaining a highway should be borne in part by people who use that highway. However, because everyone benefits from the highway, it is just that general funds also be used. Here's another example. Justice requires that people doing the same job receive the same pay, regardless of whether they are male or female, black or white. Utility. This standard concerns the positive and negative effects that an action or a policy has, will have, or might have on others. For example, if a company is considering closing a plant, the company's leaders should consider not only the money they would save, but also the financial hardship of laid-off workers and the economic effects of closing on the community. One tricky part in thinking about utility is figuring out the time frame to examine. care. This standard concerns the relationships we have with other individuals. We owe care and consideration to all people, but we have greater responsibilities to people in our families, our workplaces, and our communities. The closer a person is to us, the more care we owe that person. Therefore, we have a greater obligation to members of our family than we do to others in our community. Although these standards provide a vocabulary for thinking about how to resolve ethical conflicts, they are imprecise and they often conflict with one another. Therefore, they cannot provide a method of resolving conflicts. Take the case of a job opportunity in your company. You are a member of the committee that will recommend which of 6 applicants to hire. One of the 6 is a friend of yours who recently gone through a divorce and is currently unemployed. He needs the health benefits the job provides because he has a daughter with a serious condition that requires expensive medicine. Unfortunately, you have concluded that he is less qualified for the position than some of the other applicants. How can the 4 standards help you think through the situation? According to the rights standard, lobbying for your friend or against the other applicants would be wrong, because all applicants have a right to an evaluation process that considers only their qualifications to do the job. Looking at the situation from the perspective of justice yields the same conclusion. It would be wrong to tilt the playing field in favor of your friend. From the perspective of utility, lobbying for your friend would probably not be in the best interests of the organization, although it might be in his best interest. Only according to the care standard does lobbying for your friend seem reasonable. As you think about this case, you have to consider another related question. Should you tell the other people on the hiring committee that one of the applicants is your friend? I think so, because they have a right to know about your personal relationship, so that they can better evaluate your contributions to the discussion. You might also want to rescue yourself. That is, not participate in discussing this position, leaving it to the other committee members to decide whether your friendship represents conflict of interest.